Stories, those who create them and those who tell them, have been entertaining people and bringing them together since the beginning of civilization. In the difficult times that we are living in today, stories and all other forms of art and culture have the potential to provide comfort and soothe the mind and soul. This is a small effort by MAP to celebrate the art of storytelling with the hope that it brings you some sense of respite and a moment of joy. This is a story from the villages of West Bengal about a snake goddess and her miracles. It is also a story about the incredible artists who make the tale come alive through music, poetry, drama, and of course the visual arts. They are called the Patua Chitrakars or simply the Patuas. The Patuas are a group of storytellers who move from village to village, carrying their scrolls and performing in front of an audience, the scroll acting as a visual aid. Episodes from the story are painted within vertical registers, and the Patua rolls out the scroll bit by bit as the story progresses. Today we look at the Manasa Mangal Pata, which pays homage to Manasa, the snake goddess, and tells us the story of Behula, who is married to Lokhinder, the son of a merchant or Saudagar named Chand. Chand Saudagar would go about town announcing his refusal to accept Manasa's divinity. "If she causes me or my sons any harm," he would say, "I will kill her with a stick." You can see Chand here holding sticks in his raised arms with eyes wide in anger. Eventually, Manasa learns of this and, infuriated, kills 6 of his 7 sons. "However, there is still young Lokhinder, my 7th son," says Chand, and plans to get him married. And so it goes that Lokhinder is married to Behula. Notice how charmingly the artist has incorporated local customs in this image depicting the marriage, where the bride and the groom are wearing topor and mukut, traditional headgears of any Bengali wedding. On their wedding night, they are carried off in a palanquin to the remote hill of Santhalsi in order to keep them safe from Manasa. Here, a room of iron is made for the newlyweds and locked from the outside. Yet Manasa finds a way in. Taking the form of a snake, she slithers inside the iron room and bites Lokhinder, who dies instantly. Behula is left a widow on her wedding night. Heartbroken but determined to bring Lokhinder back to life, she fashions a raft out of banana trees and decides to carry Lokhinder's body on it and journey to heaven. Again, you will notice the artist adding this little detail by drawing banana leaves on the side of the raft. The black marks on Behula's face are actually tears. She crosses many riverbanks or ghats and meets all kinds of people who tell her to go back or ridicule her for journeying in with a rotting body. At one ghat, she meets a man who asks her to come near so he can bring Lokhinder back to life. Behula refuses and keeps praying to Manasa. At another ghat, she meets a washerwoman who washes Behula's sari so well that it shines like gold. All this while, Lokhinder's body keeps rotting, shown in the images here as a man wearing white clothes that slowly turns into a skeleton. Finally, she reaches heaven, where Manasa, along with Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, are pleased with Behula's devotion and bring Lokhinder back to life. Manasa also brings all the 6 sons she had killed before back to life, who return back home together. Seeing Manasa's miracles, Chand Saudagar is humbled and becomes her devotee. The story of Behula and Lokhinder is one of the many stories that the Patuas have been making and singing about for generations, using the format of the painted scroll. As each episode is described and sung by the storyteller, a section of the scroll is unfurled, the paintings within revealed, and the characters and the setting brought to life. We hope that you take solace and inspiration from the journey of Behula. Just as perseverance and dedication helped her sail through hard times, we wish that you too stay strong, be patient, and know that this too shall pass.